Kal Halayim, Mayahaw Bashem Yahushai, Bahasham Makakadash, double honors to the apostles. Peace, blessing, mercy, salutation to all the bishops, elders, and teachers out there doing the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Alright, let's start it. Let me highlight this shit. Hold on. Nope, not gonna work. Alright. A major pistachio plant sold in California for only $25 million amid a semi-farming collapse. Alright. So, that name is not American. See, these guys are from some fucking foreign country. Look at his name. Fareed, Farshid, and Darius. And they're, they're being invited over by Edomites when we have fucking millions of Issacharites. How come we couldn't buy it? Because you don't treat us the way you treat other people. Like it. So it's sold for $25 million. It's not worth $25 million. It's worth way more. If you think about pistachios, think about California. And Tulare County is pretty big. But the thing is, it sold the plant for $25 million. They make $25 million off of 1 year's harvest. So now I'm going to read these two. This one. Located in Terabella, Touchstone was the centerpiece of the Assemi family's vast pistachio and almond holdings that at one time totaled more than 50,000 acres in the San Joaquin Valley. See, so these motherfuckers came from a goddamn different country, and they get 50,000 acres. 50,000 acres of my land, not the United States land. The United States don't own fucking land. They're a business. They lease land. They rent land. They might even sell land, but they don't own land. That's a hard one to believe, right? So two wrongs are happening. One, the white man is selling what's not his, making money off slavery, basically stealing land, and he sold it to these just Arabs. I don't give a fuck what they are. You're all Arabs. If you have a weird name and you came from that side of the world, don't tell me, hey, I'm Iranian. No, you're a fucking Arab. Welcome to America. If I'm a wetback, you're an Arab. Okay? End of story. And if you're from Africa, you're a nigger. That's it. It's the end of the story. So that's how he sees us. And I'm fucking mad. Because I live here. I don't even have half a fucking acre. And these sand niggers get 50 fucking thousand acres. And a plant. And crops. And harvest. And they get to sell it. They get to make business. I'm fucking mad. But mounting debt forced several major lenders to sue the Assemi brothers, Fareed, Farshid, and Darius, for hundreds of millions of dollars in overdue loans. Shit. Well, that's why they're laughing at you. You're stupid enough to lend somebody money that can hop on a plane and return to their fucking Middle Eastern country with all the riches. Hey, you're a fucking idiot, Esau. You're a fucking idiot. Court records show the Assemis owed $700 million. You gotta be a stupid motherfucker. You gotta be a fucking stupid motherfucker. These fucking sand niggers came over here and bought some land. It's not even theirs. And that's why you guys are gonna get fucked up. All you sand niggers. The Lord's gathering you up to the Valley of Jehoshaphat. You're all gonna kill each other. That's a beautiful end for you. And this is a non-manufacturing company. Remember I read that yesterday? Remember that. Keep that in your head. Non-manufacturing company. So you know? Ask yourself how they fucking get. How do you get 700 million? And it's the insurance company, right? Company of America and PGIM Real Estate Finance. So it's not really their land. And Esau knows it. So he just rented it out. But guess what? What if and I'm going to do this in the kingdom, when the kingdom comes, when Yahushua returns and gives me my power, I'm going to rent the Edomites out to my brothers. That's not slavery, is it? It's not slavery. Because if these motherfuckers are renting land, it's not stealing, right? It's loaning. They're loaning something that's not theirs. But I'm gonna loan all you Edomites out, and you belong to all of us. If you had any smart brain cells, you would cancel all the fucking all the, what's it called, the loans you got out on farmlands, especially farmlands, and then you would say, I'm returning this to all the Issacharites and Gadites, which are Mexicans and Native Americans. Then it would be okay with you. Alright. Let's see. As a part of the breach of contract lawsuits, a federal judge in Fresno appointed a receiver to handle the management of the company and potential liquidation of the company's assets, including Touchstone Packing House. Yeah, so these... Man, see how this happens? It's never really cut and dry. So, you know, and these sanders don't own anything, but they have money. See? Oh man, you Jakes and 2/3, man, you guys are silly. I don't know what the hell you're doing. I mean, things like this should make you upset. Court-appointed receiver David P. Stapleton of Los Angeles originally intended to sell the packing and processing plant through a bid process. But those plans changed after Stapleton stated in court documents that only one bid qualified. Oh shit. And it was submitted by the Zamora Pistachio LLC, the name of Sentence plant in Yolo country. Now see, Zamora is a Mexican name, but Stapleton is not. and sentence is not. One of the rival bidders, Adam Orandi, chief executive officer of ARO Pistachios, objected to the bidding process, pleading with the court for more time to get his financing plan. That's fucking bullshit. If these motherfuckers wanted to take my house, I could not ask for more time to get my financial fucking bullshit in order. This is fucking bullshit. And then you wonder why you're gonna get fucked up. Orandi's father, Dr. Mehdi Orandi, fifth generation farmer from Iran, planted his first pistachio trees in 1970. So for 30 fucking years, these sand niggers have been making fucking money off us. Man, why don't we stop working? Why don't we just stop working all these fucking factory jobs and company jobs? Why don't we just stop doing that? And let's say they want to take our house. Well, if a squatter can stay in your motherfucking house and not pay rent and not get kicked out, but why can't you? Because we follow the rules. We obey the laws. These niggers don't. Look at that. Started the plant more than 30 years ago. And some Edomites, they told them how to do it. You think this motherfucker knows how to fucking farm? He's a doctor. He's a fucking doctor. So, remember, these Edomites hate you so much, they'll bring people from other countries to rule over you. And you'll just be happy. Alright. Animal Randy remembers working at the plant there. What the fuck? Adam Randy remembers working at the plant there his summer. You see, who the fuck writes this? Adam Randy remembers working. You don't need at the plant or there. But working his summers as a young man. And then you put at the plant of theirs. These fucking sand niggers are everywhere. Alright? And your dad wasn't a real fucking pioneer. He was a real thief. He says, my dad was a real pioneer in the early days of the pistachio industry. Look, let me tell you what's gonna happen. The cartel owns all of these pistachio plants, boy. The Mexican cartel, boy. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck about you. So I'm over here with enemies on all sides around me. And then a motherfucking Edomite, a snake, will go up to those cartel and they don't have any beef with me. I don't have any beef with them. They're like they're just like being hired. They're just there. They won't have any sympathy for me. But you can hire them, and then they'll start harassing me and all this bullshit. And who do I have to defend me? Yeah, how about Shimi Al Shai? So what would happen? Some strange things would happen. Remember that these cartels worship Satan. They all do. They all worship Satan. None of those motherfuckers worship anyone else than Satan. Remember that. You would do good to remember that. And it's easy to remember that. Okay? And how do you know? Well, they don't even pray to Jesus. They don't even pray the rosary. They don't pray nothing. They have what's called wizards and warlocks. And, even though they are, they're all working for Satan, it's like the Satan's team doesn't like Satan. They hate each other, right? And you see how Satan operates? He he told his doctor, look, in 1971, you can, we'll rent you this land and you can have all these trees and you can make money. They didn't even tell you that. They didn't even tell my dad that. You know what they told my dad? Get a bucket and go work the tomato fields. They said use your hands. They said you don't have any Medi-Cal. They said you don't have any food stamps. And then you wonder. And then you wonder why you're going to get fucked up. Hey, it's going to be the worst day of your life. I hope you're listening, Esau. And I'm not threatening you. And if you feel like I'm threatening you, that's on you, buddy. Because all I'm saying is the truth, pal. Okay? I did not use any terms signaling out any individual on this planet. It's all based on a group of a people named by Yahweh as a race. Okay? So if you're going to try to do something, just remember this. When you get me in court, all I'm going to say is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He's a black man, and the Lord is a black man, and the angels are black men, and the real Israelites are Latinos, Negroes, and Native Americans, and you're all fucking going to die. So yeah, if you want to hear that and you want to get that recorded on a federal legislator, on a federal ledger, so it can be looked at throughout all time, yeah, you go ahead. You won't. Or no, you won't. You want to know why? Because you would have already done it. The perfect time for you to do it passed. You know? And here's the deal. Here is the deal. You have to sit there and take it. That's the deal. You sit there and take it. When you get physical, he gets physical. And there's no way you're going to get spiritual. Because you're not spiritual. I'm being spiritual right now. You're going to get physical. So, alright. And then this dude, he said his dad was a real pioneer in the early days of pistachio industry. And eventually, he springboarded into his own thing and later bought the facility from my dad and farming my own company. How do you fucking buy $1 million company? You have to get a loan because you have to have a source of income. So how did that loan work? It worked like this. This dude, Adam, said, I stand to inherit this place. I don't want to pay the inheritance tax because that's going to get me. So what I want to do is purchase this business. I want to purchase it at a fully bloated price. I know you can lower the price because sales tax is based upon the total amount paid, not what it's worth. So you have a company worth $100 million. Granddaddy owns it, but daddy wants it. Granddaddy knows that he doesn't have, that his son doesn't have anything to pay for that. But, you know, Granddad tells him the secret. He tells him, look, they can only tax you on the amount I sell it to you. So I'm gonna sell this fucking, and you do it with cars. I'm gonna sell this business to you that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars because a business is worth its projected revenue, what it's gonna make in the future. Pistachios are everywhere. So this dude got a good loan. He didn't use the whole loan to buy the whole thing. He used part of it to make payments. And then he paid his father a lump sum. And then he's worrying about the minimum payments on the loan. That sounds sweet. But then he sold it. Randy ran the processing plant for a decade after selling it to Fareed. When I heard that the plant was being sold again, I knew I had to do something, Randy said. Well, less than 2 weeks before the bid deadline, Orandi reached out to his friends and investors from Chicago to help him pull together an offer. Oh shit! I don't even have friends that could hook me up with a job. But these fucking sand Negroes, they make friends. Like, and I bet you those investors are white. So, that's enough reading. And now let's go to the script. Because why? Because I got to validate what I say. Alright, Revelation 1 and 5. And from Yahushua HaMashiach, who is a faithful witness, and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us, and washed us from his sins in his own blood, and hath made us kings and priests unto Yahweh and his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever. Alright, so that's what the deal is. Now we're gonna get some insight. So you see, I'm gonna help you look for it, and we're gonna look in the Old Testament. And let's see, we're gonna do Genesis. I think it's 27 and 41. Oh, yeah. See, this is important because this story has been going on for decades. I mean, a couple thousand years. All right. So let's see. And this is a story about. Let's see. What's the title? The stolen blessing. All right. But I'm going to get to the point. Let's see. Genesis 27 and 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. So right there, what happened is, and when Esau heard the words of his father, our great grandma didn't love her sons the same, and Isaac, our great grandpa, didn't love his sons the same. All right, the mother loved Jacob more, and the father loved Esau more. And it's because, that's just the way it is. Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was just chill, right? Just chill. That doesn't mean he was weak or anything. He was just chill. Chill. Just like us. Just like you. Just like you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why you're always chilling. Always chilling. That's why this stuff doesn't bother you. But it should. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety and hath taken away thy blessing. So what that means is, and you can say, oh, he stole it. He stole it. It's not really his. It's ours. And that is why you have the attitude that you have. You get your guns and then you say, this is going to be mine. Just watch that fucking show Yellowstone. 500 acres. Stolen. Okay, and that's not the first time. So, Esau, you got your blessing through crying. And the only reason you did get it is through crying. 36. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me those 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. So remember this. Esau's a man of the field, right? Esau, all you devils are men of the field. And I can go into the field and, hang out, but I can't survive. I have guns, I have equipment, but I don't have survival skills. I don't, I'm being honest. And Esau would be like, well, let's kidnap him and drop him off in the middle of nowhere, see how he does. You are fucking stupid. Let's say you do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask you, how about you, Meow Shy, to bring me back home? And then let's say he says no. Well, he's gonna take care of me out there in the field. You know? And one thing that you should know about all Israelites is that we have the same birthright and the blessing of our forefather Jacob. So let's continue. For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright because Esau was hungry. And he was like, I need some food. And then Jacob's like, nah, man, fuck you. I'm making food for me. And then Esau was begging like he always does. What am I going to do with my blessing if I'm dead? And he said, to hell with this blessing. Give me the food. So he sold his blessing for food. And if you don't have the blessing, you don't have the birthright. Because the blessing always goes to the, firstborn. And now he had taken away my blessing. And he said, okay, let's see. He took away my birthright and he took away my blessing. So then you're done. You sold it. And that is why you have that nasty attitude of ruling the world. And then Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son? So the inheritance is his, and by extension, not negotiable. It's ours. Okay. And then he said, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? So this dude is a sneaky snake. Bless me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So your blessing is the gun, right? I have guns. I have guns. I have ammo. I know how to use the guns, but I'm not as good as you. Man, you're pretty awesome with those blessings you got. I don't even know how to get tactical equipment. I don't even know how to put a sling on my shotgun. I haven't figured out how to get the right holster for my handgun. I'm all over the place. But Esau, he don't need, he knows. He knows. And then this is why you treat us so fucking bad. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother. And then let's take a look about how you slay motherfuckers. You're so smart with your sword. You don't need to fucking get in my face and shoot me. You take my job, like you did. You take my job. And I know it was one of you Edomites that showed that video to whoever fired me, that Edomite bitch. It's all right. It's all right. I've lost so much. but he left me with what I need. And I'm genuinely happy. I'm pretty happy. Alright? I might be saying things that don't sound too happy. But you have to understand when I'm saying these things about Yahushai coming back and killing you Edomites, that's the happiest I can be. Because my whole life you've been torturing me. You know? You used to pull over my dad and call him a wetback and try to beat his ass. You detained my mother when we were trying to cross the border. You took so much from me. You took so much from me that I'm not going to pass up the opportunity. Once, and this is how it's going to happen, so, and this is how you are. You'd probably come and get me right now so that it doesn't happen. But if you do come get me right now, it's going to happen right now. It's going to happen right now, nigga. You heard? Because, and this is why. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai don't fucking play. You don't fucking play. Okay? I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but it doesn't, you won't understand what I'm saying. I've been in pain, suffering, being embarrassed, being humbled. Oh my God, my mom, it's terrible. So, you just imagine. And I know you know he's there. You know what, man? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna do it. You know? Let's see. I hope it hooks me up. All right, baby. Okay, dokie. Let's see. Let's pick a good picture. Let's pick a good picture. There should be one with a big giant. Oh, yeah, that's pretty fucking big. That's pretty fucking big. Damn. And some of these are just not real. But, okay, I mean, I'm not getting the one I wanted because there's a big giant cube out there. But, this is good enough. This is good enough. Man, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, Esau. If I were you, and this is fucking serious, if I were you, I would give me $133 million fucking dollars right motherfucking now. No questions. I'm not signing any fucking papers. Oh, dude, look at this. See that black dude right there? Well, they call him Sun Ra, but man, that's not even true. That's not even true. And and remember, this is your technology capturing images, Let's see what this is. Oh shit! Look at this is comparing the sun and to the earth. You see that? Oops. God damn it. Anyways, the earth is. It says right there. The earth is. What is this? Earth to scale. That's the fucking same size as the Yahushai's shit, bro. You're fucking insane. Man, and there's just so much. And I will remind you to look through my library of videos. There is a bunch. I mean, I'm gonna say a bunch. It's a satisfactory amount to me. There are 3 or 4 videos with actual chariots on them. Damn. And you know what? Can't wait to see him. Because that's what we're waiting for. Damn. All right. Genesis 27:42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Damn. You know? And he has killed us. Plenty. You know, I'm gonna just go ahead and say I'm gonna blame everybody's death who has died at the hands of war and torture and everything. So that's probably like fucking 20 billion lives, Esau. You know, I am laughing at you. But guess what? You are laughing at me right now. So, you know, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something real quick. Alright. Alright. For Job 8:20. Behold, Yahweh will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help evildoers, till he fill thy mouth with laughter, and thy lips with rejoicing. They that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught. So, you know, I said too much. With that, I'm going to say shalom to the hopeful elect, abud the ball to Edomites and their ruling